Hey everybody, Chuck here from Dirt Connections. After 30 plus years in construction, I've seen a lot of botched jobs. People trying to cut corners, not doing things right the first time. That's why I'm starting this channel. I'm here to share my knowledge, my experience, to help you guys tackle those home projects the right way. No shortcuts, no nonsense. Just solid advice you can trust. Today we're tackling those basements, turning them from damp, dark spaces into the beautiful, functional rooms they should be. Before swinging a hammer, we got to talk measurements. Get a good quality tape measure. None of that flimsy stuff. Measure every nook and cranny, twice. Write it down. This step saves headaches, heartaches, and money. Safety first, people. A finished basement, up to code, adds value. Okay, we got the measurements down. Now let's talk about what's behind those walls. Plumbing and electrical. This is where things can get messy and expensive. Before framing, inspect pipes and wires. Check for leaks, cracks, call a plumber if needed. Same for wiring. Outdated wiring is dangerous. Ensure your system can handle new additions. Call an electrician if unsure. Do it right, and you'll thank me later. Let's talk about comfort. You don't want your basement feeling like an ice box in the winter or a sauna in the summer. Insulation helps, and not just the walls. Rim joists are prime real estate for heat loss. Use fiberglass bats, foam boards, or spray foam. I prefer spray foam. It seals all nooks and crannies. A well-insulated basement means comfort and energy savings. That's a win-win. Okay, we've talked about safety, comfort. Now let's talk about light. Nobody wants to spend time in a dark, dingy basement. Natural light makes all the difference. That's where egress windows come in. They're basically larger windows that meet building codes for emergency exits. Not only do they let in a ton of natural light, but they also add value to your home. Plus, in case of an emergency, they provide a safe way to get out. Now, installing egress windows, that's a job best left to the pros. Natural light transforms a basement, makes it feel more open, more inviting. Basements are notorious for one thing, moisture. Waterproofing your walls is non-negotiable. Moisture leads to mold, mildew, and that musty smell. Use waterproof paint or membrane, or an exterior drainage system. In rainy areas, I recommend the exterior drainage system. Protect your investment and health. Waterproof those walls. We're on a roll with moisture control, folks. And here's another tip, drainage mats. These things are a game changer, especially if you're finishing your basement below grade. Drainage mats are basically plastic sheets with dimples that create an air gap between your foundation walls and your finished walls. This air gap allows any moisture that does get through to drain away, preventing it from reaching your drywall and flooring. Installation is pretty straightforward. Trust me, this extra layer of protection is worth its weight in gold. Talk about brightening things up. Basements can be dark and dreary, but it doesn't have to be that way. Proper lighting can make all the difference. Start with some ambient lighting, like recessed lights or track lighting to provide overall illumination. Then add in some task lighting, like table lamps or desk lamps for specific areas where you'll be working or reading. Remember, good lighting sets the mood, creates ambiance. and makes your basement feel more inviting. We talked about insulating those rim joists, but don't forget about the walls. Proper wall insulation is crucial for a comfortable, energy-efficient basement. You got a few options here: fiberglass batts, foam boards, spray foam, just like with the rim joists. If you're in a colder climate, you'll want to go with a higher R value insulation, which means it's more effective at resisting heat. And don't forget about the vapor barrier. It's important to install a vapor barrier on the warm side of the insulation to prevent moisture from getting trapped and causing mold problems. Remember, a well-insulated basement is a happy basement. Now, let's talk about what you'll be walking on. The flooring. Basements can be damp and humid, so you need a flooring material that can handle the moisture. Carpet? Forget about it. It'll soak up moisture like a sponge and become a breeding ground for mold and mildew. Instead, opt for something more durable and moisture resistant, like luxury vinyl tile, ceramic tile, or engineered hardwood. These materials are designed to withstand moisture, wear, and tear. Remember, your flooring should be both stylish and functional. Basements can be noisy places, especially if you have kids or pets running around upstairs. That's why I always recommend adding soundproofing to the ceiling. Trust me, your ears will thank you later. You can use acoustic tiles, soundproofing drywall, or even spray foam insulation. Each method has its pros and cons, so do your research and choose the best option for your needs and budget. Remember, a quiet basement is a peaceful basement. We got to talk about safety, folks. Fire safety in your basement is crucial. You've got all those pipes and wires running through the walls and ceilings, and those gaps and cracks can act like chimneys if a fire starts. That's why it's important to seal those gaps with fire-resistant sealant. You need a high-temperature sealant that can withstand the heat of a fire. It might seem like a small detail, but trust me, it can make all the difference in containing a fire and keeping your family safe. Let's face it, basements can be cold, especially in the winter. Nobody likes cold feet. That's why I love radiant floor heating. It's the ultimate luxury for a basement, folks. Radiant floor heating involves installing electric cables or water-filled tubes under your flooring. These cables or tubes heat up, radiating warmth throughout your basement. Plus, radiant floor heating is more energy efficient than traditional forced air heating because it heats the room evenly from the ground up. Now, let's talk about soffits. You know those framed enclosures that hide ductwork, pipes, and other mechanicals? Yeah, those things. They can be a pain to frame, especially if you're using traditional lumber. But here's a pro tip. Use plywood instead. Plywood is stronger, more stable, and easier to work with than lumber. Simply cut the plywood to size, attach it to your ceiling joists, and you're good to go. It's a simple trick that'll save you time and frustration. We talked about flooring options earlier, but I want to give a shout out to my personal favorite, luxury vinyl tile, or LVT for short. This stuff is amazing. It's waterproof, scratch resistant, and incredibly durable. Plus, it comes in a wide variety of styles, from realistic wood grain to sleek stone looks. And the best part, it's relatively inexpensive and easy to install. LVT is a game changer for basement flooring, folks. Nothing beats the cozy ambiance of a fireplace, especially in a basement. But installing a traditional wood-burning fireplace in a basement can be tricky and expensive. That's where gas fireplaces come in. Gas fireplaces are easy to install, don't require a chimney, and provide instant warmth with the flick of a switch. A gas fireplace is a great way to add warmth and character to your basement. Let's talk about paint colors. Basements tend to be dark and dreary, so it's important to choose paint colors that'll brighten things up. Avoid dark, cool colors like blues and greens, as these can make your basement feel even colder and smaller. Instead, opt for warm, inviting colors like yellows, oranges, and reds. Remember, the right paint colors can transform your basement from a dungeon into a delight. Don't forget about storage. Basements are great for storage, but you need to plan for it. Built-in shelves, cabinets, and closets are your friends. They maximize space and keep your belongings organized. Planning for storage will make your basement more functional and enjoyable. The details make all the difference. Once you've tackled the major aspects of your basement renovation, don't forget about the little things. Add some personality with artwork, throw pillows, and area rugs. Incorporate some greenery with plants. Remember, it's the details that make a house a home. Well, folks, there you have it. 18 pro tips to help you transform your basement from a dungeon into a delight. Remember, a well-finished basement adds valuable living space to your home and increases its market value. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your tools and get started enjoying these tips. Don't forget to subscribe for more expert advice on home improvement and DIY projects. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you're in Northern Virginia, reach out for a free estimate on your basement project.